Welcome students. In this video series, first let us discuss the module 1 under engineering physics. In module 1 of engineering physics, we are going to discuss two chapters. One is oscillations and waves and another one is shock waves. So under oscillations and waves, we are going to discuss free oscillations and damped and forced oscillations. In free oscillation, we are going to discuss what is a simple harmonic motion, it is the definition of the simple harmonic motion, then characteristics of the simple harmonic motions and some examples for the simple harmonic motion. Then we derive the differential equation for the simple harmonic motion. From that one we will get the equation for the simple harmonic motion. Then we will discuss the example for the mechanical simple harmonic oscillators, that is mass suspended to the spring. Then how to represent this simple harmonic motion in terms of complex numbers, that is the complex notation of the simple harmonic motion. Then also how to represent this simple harmonic motion in terms of phasor or the phasor representation of the simple harmonic motion. Then we will discuss free oscillations. What is free oscillation? Then what are the examples for the free oscillation, and then equation of motion for the free oscillation. From that one we will get the natural frequency for the free oscillations. Then under damped and forced oscillation, first we will discuss what is the damped oscillations, what are the examples for the damped oscillations, then theory of the damped oscillation. Under the theory of the damped oscillations, we are going to discuss three cases: over damping, critical damping and under damping. Then we will discuss what is the quality factor and what are the application of this quality factor. Then under the theory of the forced oscillations, first we will discuss what is forced oscillation and what are the examples for the forced oscillation and theory of the forced oscillation. From the theory we will get the expression for the amplitude and the phase of the forced oscillation. Then we will obtain the condition for the resonance, then sharpness of the resonance. Then we will discuss one example for the resonance, that is a Helmholtz resonance. In the second chapter we are going to discuss about the shock waves. So under the shock waves we are going to discuss what is Mach number, and based on this Mach number how we will classify the different types of waves. Then we will discuss what is the shock waves, then properties of the shock waves and how it is produced. Then we will discuss the control volume, then the laws governing these shock waves, that is the laws of conservation of mass, energy and momentum. Then we will discuss how these shock waves can be produced in the controlled manner. So that is the Reddy's shock tube, so in which we are going to discuss the construction and working of Reddy's shock tube. Then finally we will discuss some applications of the shock waves. So in this video I am going to discuss periodic motion, simple harmonic motion, examples of simple harmonic motion, characteristics of simple harmonic motion, differential equation of simple harmonic motion, and some terminologies in simple harmonic motion. So first let us discuss periodic motion. So if you observe the motion of the pendulum of the clock, or the piston in the cylinder of the engine, or the motion of the earth around the sun, or the motion of the moon around the earth, we find that same motion along the same path is repeated again and again after equal interval of time. Such type of motion is called periodic motion. So the periodic motion is defined as the motion in which the body describes the same path in the same way again and again in equal interval of time. So this equal interval of time is called time period, and it is usually denoted by capital T. For example, the Earth completes one rotation around the Sun in 1 year. So this motion of Earth is periodic motion whose time period is 1 year. So this periodic motion is also called harmonic motion because it is harmonic, or it can be represented by sine or cosine functions. So this periodic motions can be broadly classified into two categories. One is the circular periodic motion and another one is the oscillatory or the vibratory motion. If the body moves in a circular path, it is said to describe the circular periodic motion. And the motion is, if the motion is repeated along the same path to and fro about a definite point, so that particular definite point is called equilibrium position or the mean position. So then the motion of the body is vibratory or oscillatory motion. So now let us discuss simple harmonic motion. Consider a spring of which one end is fixed to a rigid support and other end is attached to the mass resting on perfectly smooth horizontal surface. If we pull this mass through a certain distance, there is a restoring force developed in the spring which tries to bring back the mass to the equilibrium position. On releasing the mass, it vibrates about the mean position. So this is called simple harmonic motion. So here, if the mass is displaced by the distance x, then x is always away from the mean position. And the restoring force acting on the mass will be towards the mean position. So F is towards the mean position. So therefore, F is proportional to minus x, or F is equal to minus kx, where k is called force constant or spring constant, or it is also called as a stiffness constant. Since F is proportional to A, that is the restoring force is proportional to the acceleration. So in the above equation here, so A, that is acceleration, is directly proportional to the negative of the displacements. So therefore, we can define the simple harmonic motion as, so it is the periodic or oscillatory motion executed by a body such that its acceleration is proportional to its displacement from a fixed point, and it is always directed towards the fixed point. So acceleration is proportional to displacement and it is negatively directed, or A is proportional to minus x. Since restoring force is proportional to acceleration, so it can be also defined as simple harmonic motion is the oscillatory motion of a body where the restoring force is proportional to the negative of the displacement. So these simple harmonic motions are a very important type of motions. So simple harmonic motion is particularly important kind of oscillatory motion which is made use in dealing with the vast many cases of vibrations or oscillations both in engineering and physics. So let us discuss some examples of the simple harmonic motion. A mass suspended to a spring when pulled down and left free executes simple harmonic motion vertically. So this is the spring. The one end of the spring is connected to the rigid support, and another end is connected to the mass. When you pull this particular mass in the downward direction, then released, so this mass executes simple harmonic motion. So this is the one of the example for the simple harmonic motion. Second one is the pendulum set for oscillation. So this, you know, the simple pendulum. So here there is a string, which is one end of this string is connected to the rigid support, other end is connected to the bob. When you displace this bob from the mean position, then released, so then it is undergoing the simple harmonic motion. Another example is the excited tuning fork. Here the prongs of this particular tuning forks are undergoing simple harmonic motions. Next example is the swings with which the children play. So here, so this is moving to and fro about the mean position. So this is also the example for a simple harmonic motion. Another example is the vibrating strings of the guitar. So here the strings are undergoing the simple harmonic motion. So these are the some of the examples for the simple harmonic motion. So simple harmonic motion is a motion in which the acceleration of the body is directly proportional to its displacement from a fixed point and is always directed towards that particular fixed point. So all the oscillatory motions need not be simple harmonic motion, but for those which could be called simple harmonic motion, the characteristics can be listed as follows. That is, the following are the characteristics of the simple harmonic motion. First one, it is a particular type of a periodic motion. So you know that the periodic motion is nothing but the motion in which the body describes the same path in the same way again and again in equal interval of time. So that is called periodic motion. So in the periodic motion, it should be the oscillatory motion. That is, the motion is repeated along the same path to and fro about the mean position. So it should be a oscillatory motion and it should be a periodic motion. So that is the first characteristics. Second one is the oscillating system must have inertia, which in turn means mass. So here in the figure you can find, so this is the mass here, so it should have mass or the inertia. So that is the second characteristic of the simple harmonic motion. Third one is when displaced from the fixed point or the mean position, a restoring force acts on the particle tending to bring it to the mean position. So suppose you pull this particular mass from the mean position, there is a restoring force acting on this particular mass which tries to bring this mass towards the fixed position. So that is the restoring force. So this restoring force should act on the mass. So that is the third characteristics. Fourth is that the acceleration developed in the motion due to the restoring force is directly proportional to the displacement. So here the restoring force is acting towards the fixed point. So since force is proportional to acceleration, so acceleration is towards the fixed point and displacement is away from the fixed point or the mean position. So therefore A is proportional to minus x, or acceleration developed in the motion due to the restoring force is directly proportional to the displacement. Then the fifth characteristic is that the direction of the acceleration is opposite to that of the displacement. So here the force is acting towards the fixed point and displacement is away from the displacement. Since force is proportional to acceleration, so acceleration is towards the fixed point, or A is proportional to minus x. So that is the fifth characteristics. Then the sixth characteristics is that this simple harmonic motion can be represented by sine or cosine functions. So it can be either represented as x is equal to a sine omega t, or it can be represented as x is equal to cos omega t. So where x represents the displacement at any instant of time t, and a is the amplitude of vibration, and omega is the angular frequency. So these are the characteristics of the simple harmonic motion. So let us obtain the differential equation of motion for the simple harmonic motion. So let us consider a spring of which one end is fixed to the rigid support and the other end is attached to the mass resting on a perfectly smooth horizontal surface. So the friction here is zero, or there is no friction. If we pull this mass through a certain distance, we find on releasing the mass that it vibrates about the mean position. So now when you pull this particular mass, so there is a restoring force acting on this particular mass. So that is also called the tension T. So this tension T is proportional to the x, that is the displacement of the mass from the mean position. So let m be the mass of the object, then the restoring force is proportional to minus x. So the negative sign indicates that the force is opposite to the displacement. So here we can see the force is acting towards the mean position and the displacement is this one, that is away from the mean position. So along this particular direction. So F is proportional to minus x, or F is equal to minus kx, where k is the elastic constant. So it is also called as the spring constant or the force constant. So it is nothing but the force per unit extension. Now force is also given by the Newton's second law, that is F is equal to ma, that is mass into acceleration. So, or it is equal to m into d squared x by dt squared, where a can be represented as a d squared x by dt squared. The acceleration is equal to d squared x by dt squared. So therefore m into d squared x by dt squared, so this is the force, so that is equal to minus kx from this equation. So from these two equations we will have this particular equation. Or now you take this m to this particular side, so d squared x by dt squared is equal to minus k by m into x. Or d squared x by dt squared plus k by m into x is equal to 0. Now put k by m is equal to omega squared. So d squared x by dt squared plus omega squared x is equal to 0. So this is the differential equation for the simple harmonic motion. Now the solution of this differential equation, solution means that should satisfy in this particular equation. The solution of this differential equation is x is equal to a sine omega t. So if you differentiate this equation twice with respect to t and substitute here, so you will get the same equation as this one. So this is the solution of this particular differential equation. So this is a particular solution, or the general solution of this particular differential equation is equal to x is equal to a sine omega t minus phi. So where x represents the displacement So displacement x is nothing but a sin omega t. So here at t is equal to, if the displacement t is 0, so then this is the equation. So if the body starts oscillating from position other than the mean position, then there will be some initial phase. So here phi represents the initial phase. So in that particular case, the displacement is given by x is equal to a sin omega t minus phi. So where phi represents the initial phase. So this is the solution of this particular differential equation, where omega is the angular frequency. So it is given by omega is equal to, omega squared is equal to k by m. So therefore omega is equal to square root of k by m, where k is the force constant and m is the mass of the body. We can represent a simple harmonic motion as a projection of uniform circular motion. As you know, the simple harmonic motion is the simplest form of vibratory or oscillatory motion. So let us consider a particle P is moving along the circumference of the circle having the radius A and center O. When the particle reaches the point P, the foot of the perpendicular drawn from point P to the diameter AA dash is at point N. When the particle was at point B, the N was at O, that is at the center. That is, the foot of the perpendicular was at the center. When the particle moves from O to A, the foot of the perpendicular moves from O to A. Similarly, when the particle moves from A to B dash, the foot of the perpendicular will move from A to O. When particle moves from B dash to A dash, the foot of the perpendicular, that is N, moves from O to A dash. When the particle moves from A dash to B, the foot of the perpendicular N moves from A dash to O. So thus the foot N moves in the straight line to and fro about the point O. This straight line motion of N is the simple harmonic motion. The motion of N from O to A to A dash, and from A dash to O, that is called one vibration. So thus if a particle is moving with the uniform speed along a circumference of the circle, then the straight line motion of the foot of the perpendicular drawn from the particle on the diameter of the circle is called the simple harmonic motion. The circle is called the reference circle of the simple harmonic motion. So here the particle is moving along the circumference of the circle. The perpendicular drawn from particle to the diameter is moving along the straight line, that is along the diameter. So this is nothing but the simple harmonic motion. Now let us discuss some terminologies in simple harmonic motion. First one is the displacement. The displacement is nothing but the distance of the particle from its mean position at a given instant. So suppose this is the mean position, then the particle is displaced like this. At any instant, suppose the particle is here, then this is the x, or the displacement. When the particle is here, this will be the x. So x represents the displacement of the particle from the mean position, and displacement is represented by x, and x is equal to, the equation for the displacement is x is equal to a sin omega t minus phi. So here a represents the amplitude and omega is the angular frequency, and phi represents the initial phase. So if the initial phase is 0, then The equation for the displacement is x is equal to a sin omega t. Next, the amplitude. The maximum displacement of the particle during the simple harmonic motion is called amplitude. So if the particle comes to this particular point here, that is the maximum displacement from the mean position. So then this is nothing but the A. So at the extreme position here, so x is equal to A here. The maximum displacement is equal to the amplitude. Next, phase angle and initial phase. The value of omega t minus phi represents the state of the system and is called phase angle. So here omega t minus phi represents the phase angle and phi represents the initial phase. If the particle is at mean position when t is equal to 0, then this phi will be equal to 0. That is, the initial phase will be 0. So then the displacement is x is equal to a sin omega t, or the phase angle is equal to omega t. Angular velocity or angular frequency, omega. So it is the rate of change of angular displacement and it is given by omega. Omega is equal to square root of k by m, where k is the force constant and m is the mass of the particle which is undergoing simple harmonic motion. Now, simple harmonic motion may also be defined as the projection of the uniform circular motion on the diameter of the circle. So here this particular perpendicular drawn from the point P, so this represents the projection of the P on the diameter AA dash. So the movement of this foot of the perpendicular N represents the simple harmonic motion. So therefore, angular frequency is also defined as the angle covered in unit time by the representing point moving on the circle whose motion is correlated to the motion of the vibrating body. Suppose this representative particle is moving or covers an angle theta at a time t, then theta is equal to omega into t, or omega, which is nothing but the angular frequency, is equal to theta by t. So therefore it is nothing but the angle covered per unit time. So that is the angular frequency. Next, frequency. So frequency is nothing but the number of oscillations per unit time or per second. So frequency is represented by f is equal to omega by 2 pi, or it is nothing but 1 by 2 pi into square root of k by m. So where omega is equal to square root of k by m. So this is the expression for the frequency. So it is in hertz. Next, time period. So it is the time taken to complete one oscillation, and it is nothing but the reciprocal of the frequency. So t is equal to 1 by f. For simple harmonic motion, time period t is given by t is equal to 2 pi by omega, that is equal to 2 pi into square root of displacement by acceleration. So how we will get this particular expression? So later we will come to know that the acceleration is given by a is equal to minus omega squared x. So therefore omega is equal to, so you can neglect this negative sign here. So omega is equal to square root of a by x. So a represents the acceleration, so x represents the displacement. So here time period t is equal to 2 pi by omega. So therefore it is nothing but 2 pi into square root of displacement divided by the acceleration. Velocity. The velocity of the particle in the simple harmonic motion is given by v is equal to omega into square root of a squared minus x squared. Here the mass attached to the spring is undergoing a simple harmonic motion. The velocity of this particular mass at any instant of time is given by this particular expression, that is v is equal to omega into square root of a squared minus x squared. So this can be obtained, this expression for the velocity can be obtained so from this v is equal to dx by dt. So that is d by dt of x. X is nothing but the displacement that is given by a into sine omega t minus phi. So substitute for x here. So then differentiate with respect to t. So that will give you a into omega into cos omega t minus phi. So cos omega t minus phi is equal to 1 minus sine squared omega t minus phi, because cos squared theta plus sine squared theta is equal to 1, or cos theta is equal to square root of 1 minus sine squared theta. So now sine omega t minus phi is equal to x by a, because x is equal to a sine omega t minus phi. X is the displacement, that is equal to a sine omega t minus phi. So therefore sine omega t minus phi is equal to x by a. So substitute here, so you will get this particular expression, that is v is equal to a omega into square root of a squared minus x squared by a squared. Now take this a squared outside, becomes a and gets cancelled here. So the expression for the velocity v is equal to omega into square root of a squared minus x squared. Now put x is equal to 0. So then this is 0. So v is equal to omega into a. So that is the maximum value of the velocity. The velocity is maximum at the mean position and its value is omega into a. Similarly, now put x is equal to a. So then this becomes a squared, so it gets cancelled, so it will be 0 now. So v is equal to 0, that is the velocity will be 0 at the extreme position here. Now the acceleration. The acceleration of the particle in simple harmonic motion is given by a is equal to minus omega squared x. So it can be obtained here. A is equal to d squared, acceleration is equal to d squared x by dt squared. X is equal to a sine omega t minus phi. So substitute here. Differentiating this one with respect to t, once you will get omega a omega into cos omega t minus phi. So again differentiating with respect to t, so you will get minus a omega squared into sine omega t minus phi. But a sine omega t minus phi is equal to x. So therefore this is equal to minus omega squared x, or the acceleration a is equal to minus omega squared x. Put x is equal to 0 here. So a becomes equal to 0. That is the acceleration will be 0 at the mean position. Put x is equal to a. That is the maximum value of x. So a becomes equal to minus omega squared a. So that is the maximum value of the acceleration. So when x is equal to 0, the acceleration will be 0 and velocity will be maximum, that is equal to omega a. At the extreme position, the acceleration will be maximum, that is omega squared a, but velocity will be equal to 0. Thank you.